can't find the thing that I'm gonna make a video about. Oh, there it is. What is the weirdest reality show? We've seen that a lot. You know, we had Love is Blind, and then we had The Circle, and then we had... what is the sex one? Too Hot to Handle. I would like to submit to the conversation a show that was on about 7 years ago called I Want to Marry Harry. I Want to Marry Harry was a show where they got a bunch of pretty girls together and tried to convince them that the actual Prince Harry wanted to get married to somebody in a Bachelor-style dating program. We're gonna put aside the legitimacy and like how real a lot of these shows often are not, and just take a look back at this show in all of its glory.
This is Matt Hicks.
I'm 23 and I'm looking for love.
He's single, poor.
I can't afford a car at the minute, so I'm currently borrowing a friend's bike to cycle to work each day.
Why you gotta poor shame him like that, reality TV producers? Not 2 seconds in, they're like, this guy's so broke, we had to make people think he was someone else if we wanted to get him a girlfriend.
And he just so happens to look a lot like the world's most eligible prince. Prince Harry of Wales.
I'm gonna say it right now. He really doesn't look like Prince Harry. Like, I guess I kind of see it, but like, would you believe that that's actually Harry?
To transform this pauper into a prince, we've given Matt a castle, security detail, and a crash course in how to be Harry.
So they set him up with all of this, like, gear, you know, and stuff to make him look royal, which I'm sure wasn't that big of a deal, but the show chooses to edit it together as if it's like this big, serious montage.
You were born on September the 15th, 1984. You are now fourth Harry's Hospital. The nickname is Harry. Father is Prince Charles. First took over royal duties in 2012. Wales Princess Diana. Official royal title is His Royal Highness Henry, Prince of Wales.
Like this, it's this Black Ops mission to like make him seem passable as royalty.
What does all this do? What are all these pieces of cutlery? Tell me.
There's a shot glass.
A what?
A shot glass? No?
This is the very final time we are going to go through all this information. When were you born?
84. 15th of September.
That's correct, sir.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this scene was very much inspired by that one scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The fish knife.
Yeah, right. No, it is right.
Which one is the shrimp fork? By George, I think he's got it.
But if it all blows up in my face, I'm going to be hugely cut up about lying to 12 women.
And if it works out for him, he doesn't give a shit about lying to anybody. So now we're introduced to all of the various girls, because this really is like a Bachelor type show, and the show doesn't want you to like any of them.
I don't see the other girls as competition. I'm smart, I'm funny, I'm beautiful. I'm the package deal. And a lot of these girls don't have anything.
You know, they're all kind of boiled down to like a stereotype. You know, there's the funny one, there's the cool one, there's the southern one. And so once all the girls are gathered together and settled in, they immediately try to start making Matt look as cool as possible.
I told you he's gonna have a grand entrance, and he is in a helicopter.
Oh, khakis. Oh, that's cute. I love that.
He's not in this palace, is he?
Wait, is he staying in this palace? The one that we're all staying in because this is a reality show?
Unseen by the girls,
This way,
our
sir.
pretend prince sneaks into the master suite.
Does he sneak in, or does he just kind of very loudly and obnoxiously land in a giant-ass helicopter? Also, there's this guy, Kingsley. He's kind of the closest thing to a host that the show has. And his give a damn ran out like 3 years ago, easy.
So, ladies, this is a very important occasion. Sir has arranged some presents for you.
I just feel like everything keeps adding up. I mean, why is Kingsley calling him sir? Wow.
Well, whoa, they call him Sir. And that's what you call a prince, I think. It's proof. And they keep trying to push this narrative of, like, you know, this very, like, mean girl atmosphere. You know, they really hype up the pettiness.
I've never had anyone, like, give me a dress to wear.
Really? You've never had a boy buy you a dress?
I barely had a boy buy me drive-thru, like, let alone a dress.
Well, girlfriend, welcome to the club. Yeah.
Yeah, why is everybody acting like that's a normal thing? I'm with you, Kimberly. And so on the first night, good God, I'm only on the first night, they kind of have like this like weird Cirque du Soleil thing going on.
How do you do? Make your way through, try not to get burned.
I will try not to. I mean, there's fire-breathing dragons.
Fire-breathing dragons? I'll let it slide, I know what you meant.
Nice, well, go. Whoa, I've got you, right?
Yes, knight in shining armor.
He catches me.
I don't... Did he catch you? Let's get an instant replay on that.
Whoa.
He did something. Not sure what.
I figured I can't pick him.
That's the other thing about American Girls, volume.
Oh, this is another thing. Matt is constantly, like, roasting American Girls, which, like, fair. But, dude, you were the one that signed up to date, like, 18 of them on TV. I find it funny that the first night they decide to do a masquerade ball, because I feel like even the producers know that this guy doesn't really look like Harry. They just continuously keep trying to find ways to make it so that these girls don't, like, get a full-on look at his face. So every week, Matt has to send somebody home, but then Matt also has to pick one girl every week to stay in something called the Crown Suite, which literally serves no purpose other than to make the girls hate each other more.
He wanted to spend a little more time with me tonight. The way Rose comes into the room tonight, it's just so fake.
I just don't see how they'd let a bunch of crazy American girls around Prince Harry. I mean, I wouldn't.
She gets it. She's got it.
It's my first one-on-one in the Crown Suite, so I'm nervous. How are you?
Oh my God.
So first of all, you definitely knew he was there. Second of all, imagine if this wasn't just very clearly staged and they just like let this guy creep around all her stuff, you know, while she was like half dressed. What's that all about, TV show?
I am a little bit caught off guard. He comes in and I have my toothbrush hanging out of my mouth.
Oh my God, how embarrassing. He can't know I brush my teeth. So anyway, Rose decides that she's gonna get to the bottom of this whole thing.
I have a guess about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You're sporty.
Yes.
Are you a skier?
I have skied. Have you skied?
I have skied, yeah. I mean, I've seen people ski. I mean, not in person. I watched the 2012 Olympics, and there were people that were skiing there. I'm familiar with the concept that is snow.
We all just really want to know your name.
Do you know? What would you guess at if you had to?
I would say something really British.
Mm-hmm.
Like Harry or...
Smooth. Very smooth. So like any other, like, dating show, reality show like this, they go on these, like, ridiculously over-the-top dates. And while they're doing that, they're trying so hard to make Matt look like a prince. There's fake Secret Service. They hire these extras to, like, yell at them sometimes as if they're, like, crazy fans. There's all these really heavy-handed clues that get planted, which I'll come back to.
To keep the royal ruse in play, some mischief is afoot.
What happened?
Can you imagine where I'm now? Right now, please. See you later. Go.
What's going on?
You know, a lot of the show is just like normal dating show bullshit, but then some of it is like, hey, what if we staged a security threat and everybody has to go running for their lives inside?
I want to show him that I'm, good at sports and that I'm an athlete. I catch on really quickly, and that if it wasn't, my looks that got him or, just my amazing personality, maybe my cricket skills might do the trick.
You know, there's a lot of time spent with girls trying to prove that they're not like the other girls.
I have never eaten any of this stuff. What is this, is what I want to know. What is this?
You pinch it out. You can put it out like...
Oh. Let's just use one of these little pin things.
Use the pin. That's fairly elegant.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare act like they didn't just teach you how all this shit works yesterday.
Andrea still seems quite aloof. She seems to be above it all, though I do like her southern accent. And she's got a lovely smile.
Yeah, she's a pretentious asshole, but she's got a lovely smile. I love Matt's decision-making capabilities.
You know, to be quite honest, like, he's not my type. I don't normally go for a ginger with bad teeth.
Oh. Oh, ouch. God.
The Crown Suite, it's absolutely beautiful. It's like something that you only like think of in dreams. It's not real.
Oh, you guys. A towel. You shouldn't have.
Today's my date with Kimberly, and I'm hoping that I can be myself and I don't have to put on too much of a show.
Yeah, it's gotta be really hard to have to lie about your identity on a show that is centered around you lying about your identity that you signed up for. Meanwhile, there's a lot of drama going on. It's not really important. It's just reality show bullshit.
I was never mad at you. No. My behavior last night suggested I didn't like you.
You can almost tell that the producers know how boring and repetitive the show is because, like, they try really hard to, like, create suspense.
I'm freaking out.
Oh, and then at one point they go rowing and this one girl tries to do a backflip off the boat and clocks her own head.
Please don't
I'm not
put
going
yourself
to.
on any of these.
Ready?
Are you sure? I really don't feel safe about this.
I got it. Right, this.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Are you okay?
My head nicked the boat, but my Prince Charming jumped in, and that's pretty amazing, you know? It's sorta a storybook fairy tale.
If a guy caring about your general health and well-being and safety is like some kind of bonus points, you deserve more than that. That goes for everybody out there. Boyfriends and girlfriends should care about each other's safety. Oh, and remember how I told you about those really obvious clues? Well, this one is one of my absolute favorites. They leave out this very obvious picture of Prince William and Prince Harry, like directly in this girl's line of vision, as if there's some producer just like standing and pointing, like, this is the thing. You need to be looking at the thing. And then they all feel like detectives.
There is a picture of him and his brother, and it was sitting out on the shelf.
In his room.
In his room.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Shut up. What? Is it what we
He
thought
looks a lot like
William?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and then they bully this one girl so hard that she just leaves, which is really shitty.
What are you saying?
I just need to pull myself out of the situation.
As in, leave?
Yeah.
I don't like the thought of some of the girls bullying Chelsea. It's a shame that she's been pushed to this decision.
Chelsea, I think she's a cool girl, but she's beaten up. She's forgotten the reason she's here, which is for the gentleman.
How is this legal? Like, this is a question that I've had ever since the show was on. Like, how is this not something that they got sued over? I guess it's one of those things where it's not illegal, but it's definitely, like, shady, right? Because they're using somebody else's image, and it's somebody who's royalty to sell a TV show. It's very, very weird. The more you think about it, the weirder it becomes.
Ladies, it has come to my attention that one of you has become aware of Sir's true identity. This is not a problem in itself, but I am here to tell you now that Sir is indeed His Royal Highness Prince Harry of Wales.
So at this point, they've fully committed to this lie. They have flat out told all the girls that this guy is Prince Harry. Like, they're not just alluding to it anymore. They're just like, no, yo, he is Prince Harry. And they also just start making the girls do more and more and more, humiliating things. They have this bizarre beauty pageant. They have a hot dog eating competition. Also, they have this really, like, serious moment out of nowhere. You know, this one girl opens up about her battle with cancer.
Actually, as a child, I had leukemia.
Really?
And so I'm a 16-year cancer survivor.
Wow.
Which is really, you know, just a sweet, touching moment, but it's kind of hollow when you realize that everything around that scene are just scenes that, like, are constantly, like, making fun of everybody involved in the show.
Some of you will be riding horses today, and the others will be mucking out the stables.
I need a girl who doesn't mind getting her hands dirty. I'm clearly not a prince in real life. I need someone who doesn't mind doing the hard work.
This show really does have the air of, like, those, like, gold digger pranks. You remember when those were big on YouTube?
Sorry, my phone's kind of cheap. It's an old phone. We're here right now. How do I get to parking lot C? Any ideas?
Honestly, I'm not really sure, but I think that if you...
Hey there, baby. Wow.
Is this yours?
I'm sorry?
This is your car?
This is one of my cars, yes. What can I do for you?
Like, because at the end, if the girl that he picks says no, it's definitely going to be played up like, oh, she just cared about his money, but also, like, you've been lying to her on national TV. I'm sure all of this is, this all has to be, like, 100% fake, but, like, still, like, the concept of, like, I lied about who I am, and now that you don't like me for who I actually am, it's a you problem. I don't know how fair that is.
Good catch, you lazy maggot! Line up, ladies. Let's go. Okay. You are about to experience the type of training that Prince Harry and all royal princes went through while you were shaking your pom-poms in college.
Holy shit, Kingsley has lost his damn mind. We've pushed him too far. We've broken him.
Is it cool if I still call you babe? I know Kingsley.
You can call me whatever you like.
He told us, you know, your name and who you are, but I started, you know, having a crush on a guy named Babe, and it doesn't really matter to me who you are.
Okay, so that's hilarious. But also, pretty much everybody else on the show just keeps calling him Sir, which is very weird to me. Because behind all the theatrics of, like, we're trying to make these people think this is Prince Harry, like, they're still trying to pretend like the goal of this is for people to get married at the end, or at least have, like, a real relationship. Like, none of them call him by his real name, which doesn't really help make it seem like they're getting to know him in any way. Which they aren't, but, you know. So right here, where the show is getting just almost unbearably boring, Matt very conveniently forgets how old he's supposed to be.
How old is William?
He's 30.
So you're just 1 year younger.
Oh my goodness, William is 31 and I just said 30.
And it hits one of these girls that, oh shit, none of this makes any sense.
Something about this is a little bit off.
Why are paparazzi here? I don't know. Where are you going?
We get through this big ordeal at the dinner table, and then suddenly that's when the paparazzi decides to come. I know you're not Prince Harry.
No, I'm not Prince Harry.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm not. He doesn't try to deny it in any way. And she goes home right here, so it doesn't really matter, but nothing matters. None of this matters. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. So finally, we're at the last episode. We're at the end. And it's worth mentioning that the show was canceled and pulled from air several episodes before this. I wonder why. This is my idea of peak television. So now we're finally here at the last episode. You know, this is the one where he's finally gonna pick somebody. I'm trying to think of if there's anything actually interesting in the bulk of this episode to talk about. There really isn't. There's a lot of drama and, you know, people breaking down crying and moments that I guarantee everyone involved will be embarrassed about forever. But we finally get to the end. He picks this girl named Kimberly who just genuinely seems nice. And now we get to the big question, you know, what's gonna happen when she finds out he's been lying to her this whole time?
Now I have to tell her that I'm not Prince Harry.
Which, by the way, this shot must have been hell on earth to shoot, because look at this. So you can see their breath. It's clearly freezing outside. It's probably 3 in the morning. She's happy to be chosen. Matt just shows no sign of emotion whatsoever. But he finally comes clean and tells her the truth.
There's one more thing you should know.
What?
I am not Prince Harry. Does it change anything for you?
And she just genuinely takes it in stride. And then the whole series ends on this very awkward note, where the editors didn't really know what to do. After it was just like, hey, so I've been lying to you about pretty much all of my personality this entire time, and it will be used in a reality show that will in turn make fun of you incessantly in front of millions of people. Okay. So the producers just kind of didn't know how to end it after that, I guess. So they, you know, have this kind of really awkward scene where they just leave all this extra dead space in that didn't need to be there. Put some music in there or something, guy. I was sure that the video had cut out until I heard the fireworks. I'm sorry, I'm such an editing asshole when it comes to stuff like this. Which is funny because my videos are edited like garbage. But yeah, that's I Wanna Marry Harry. It's really weird and funny and just odd to watch back. And I do want to throw out there that, like, this goes for every video I make, but, like, in this video specifically, I don't want to make fun of anybody personally. Like, the show is the thing that I find funny, but I'm not trying to comment on anybody's personal character or anything like that. One, because when it comes to reality TV, I'm skeptical that any of it is real. I kind of just assume that none of it is. Two, this was like 7 years ago, so, like, if anything was real and some people made some bad decisions, 2 things that will change anybody are time and public humiliation. And 3, when it comes to stuff like this, I never really blame the individual people involved. It's kind of more like the producers that I blame for thinking that something this ridiculous would make them money, and therefore went about letting this happen. But yeah, with all the recent talk around, like, you know, weird reality TV and stuff, this one came to mind. I hope you guys like this video. I've been filming for so long that I've gone through 2 batteries, 2 memory cards, and I'm losing all of my sunlight. So I'm going to end this video here. Thank you to everybody for watching. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Thank you to everybody who subscribes. Subscribe if you want to see more nonsense. I post nonsense all the time. But thank you to everybody for being here. My name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so, because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. Bye!